All right, man, we're on.
What's up, buddy?
So just relaxing, watching. Came to get the getaway day. Wanted to get
Getaway
out.
day?
It's getaway day, so I came out and watched some day baseball. And I know I wasn't going to be able to, sit around. I'm pumped up for the game tonight. I'm really fired up for that game.
Battle of Alberta. It's
Battle
gonna
of
be awesome.
Alberta.
We've been waiting for
Yeah.
it.
Listen, let's just go over a couple things that happened yesterday, and then we'll get into today's stuff. But when we watched, watching that Colorado game last night,
Yeah,
they're every bit as good as they're hyped as they're supposed to be.
sure are.
They literally could have scored another 4 or 5 goals in that game last night. And
Yeah.
it wasn't, and listen, Bennington.
Yeah, we got another great goalie performance. Bennington,
Played
remember
great.
he started all 16 games when they won the cup as a rookie, first rookie to ever start all 16 games in a playoff run. He won the cup. He's got experience. It's not some scrub out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Bennington's got that kind of ability, and he was awesome last night. But Colorado was just too relentless. And they finally snuck one by him. They got traffic in front of the net, and they scored. The right team won the game last night, and I just don't know who's going to beat them 4 times from what I'm seeing.
I would say Vasilevsky will have a chance. The guy has a chance always.
Yeah,
I'm interested, and I will say this: whoever comes out of the Edmonton-Calgary series will have a chance to beat them because they will be playing great hockey. Whoever wins that series,
sure. Whoever wins that series has enough star power, I think, to hang in a series with Colorado. But I just think it's their year. I think they're too fast on 3 different lines. They got 4 or 5 guys who could beat you at any moment. They're fast. They just know how to play hockey, man. It's just something different when you watch the Avalanche. Something different stands out to me.
The goals that St. Louis scored, you always talk about a fluke goals.
Yeah.
They weren't goals that were great display by St. Louis. One was a turnover in their end. The guy turned around and quickly shot. He got it in. The other one came on the shift change, which was a very weak goal getting by the goalie. He should have saved it.
And you saw how close the defender's sticks were onto hitting that puck away. They kind of just missed it. He was able to get enough on it, and the goalie probably thought he got more on it because he lifted up a little bit and it slid right under him. Another weak goal, but they shouldn't have been in that position. Bennington left them in position to be able to tie it up with a goal like that late. Like literally, it should have been 8-1 Colorado. Yeah. This guy was making save after save, wide open net saves, glove saves. He was insane last night, and that's what we mean when we say a goalie could win a series.
I don't think I've ever seen a team do every time the puck went into the offensive corners, Colorado came out with it.
Yeah,
they kept dumping the puck. They ended up with it all the time.
How many times did their speed cause fast breaks? I saw 6 or 7 fast breaks just getting into the zone and blowing by their defender. I mean, they're just incredible. They're always on offensive tack. You got to be on your toes at all times. And that's why I don't think they're going to lose 4 times. So I understand there's other teams who could compete with them. Maybe in puck luck and their goalie standing on their head could win. But my pick right now is Colorado, and it's pretty easy.
What about in Tampa? Listen, Tampa Bay is...
They're showing their championship pedigree, man. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They got the goalie. They got the goalie. They got the guys on. They were without point last night and still went on the road against the number 1 team after a grueling 7-game series with the Leafs to win that game. That just shows, like, that's tough, man. This is their 3rd straight year going for a cup. You don't see that anymore. You saw Kucherov. You saw his move. The deke he put on Florida's defender, and then the no-look pass for the goal to Perry to start the night they scored 3 power play goals. They're just about that life that they got a comfort about them in these playoff games that other teams don't seem to have. So they're definitely dangerous. And I told you, whoever won that Maple Leafs Lightning series, I thought was going to go through from the East.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yep. So something big is, to me, is showing its face in baseball. So right now, what I'm thinking is that the best way to bet baseball is fading bad teams. Stop trying to figure out who's going to play good that day and just find the teams that are really playing poorly or consecutive. Because what we're seeing is teams like Detroit, Cincinnati, even like Seattle on the road,
Baltimore's bad.
Colorado on the road. they're consistently playing poor. You can bet against those teams. The one thing, and I want to bring this up, that I will say is this. If people aren't paying attention right now, if you can't tell me who this is, you shouldn't be betting. If every sports bettor out there doesn't know who this guy is giving stats right now that's basically, if you know it, it's free money for baseball. Follow him.
It's your favorite. This is I know where you're going with this. This is key information.
Listen,
your numbers back it up. So
if he plays, they win over 2/3 of the time. When he doesn't play, they're down at 25%.
Alarming.
Earlier this year, and it happened all last year.
Baseball, for one player to make that big a difference is alarming.
He's the most important person to understand when it comes to sports betting in baseball. Last year, nobody could figure out why the Twins were so bad. He missed half the season. This year, yeah, when he sat out five games, we didn't know how long it was going to be. But I said you got to bet against him every game. They went 1-4 in those 5. Yesterday, I sent you a picture of one of the most grotesque lineups you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
Right? The A's. And I said, it's so sad that you can't bet against the A's today because Buxton's not in the lineup.
You saw what I said to you when you sent me that pick. When you said no Buxton and you sent me that lineup and I saw the line, all of that aligned, I said A's win tonight. I said A's win tonight.
They had that over-under at the second inning at 5.5. I said, you got to be kidding me. I've never seen an over-under in a baseball game in the second inning at 5.5.
Yeah.
It went over, but it only went over because of the A's ended up scoring. Listen, the Twins can't score without Buxton.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Now, he's in the lineup today. That same lineup is out there for the A's. I'm already on the Twins.
And what's the line now? Now, this will be the true
They're at minus 140. Yeah, they're at minus 140 today.
See? They bumped it up 20, 30 cents just with Buxton in. That's the right road price. And I would be on the Twins today, knowing this information.
And they got Correa back. So Correa's back in the lineup.
Okay. That's good for my fantasy. Thanks for reminding me.
They got Correa back, and Buxton's in the lineup. Listen, when Buxton plays, bet on the Twins, you're always going to have a good number.
Yeah.
He's missed 13 games this year. They're 3-10 in those games. Look at their record right now. I think they're 6 games over 500, which means when he's in the game, they're a great pick.
You can make the case MVP right now in that instance, but they're not going to give it to him because of the team's success right now. But that's what MVP is.
In their 24 games he's played, he's got 11 home runs. He's got 11 home runs in 24 games.
Most valuable player.
21 RBIs. Think about that. Almost an RBI a game, and almost a home run every other game.
Not to mention the speed he brings to the game. Not to mention the defense he brings to the game.
It's contagious with him. Up and down that lineup. Because what it does is it sets everybody else. It moves that Arias guy to second. He needs to be. It moves everybody back into the right slot. It's contagious throughout the lineup. So if you're an MLB bettor, let me ask this. If you're paying somebody to tell you who to pick, and they aren't telling you when any of this information, you should ask for your money back.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, you came on the show and you said Detroit, and you listed 10.
I could go to the 10, their last 10 now, which is 10 games. I bet it sounds the same.
I faded them today. Okay, I faded Detroit today. I got Tampa, and I got them with the Twins. So I faded Oakland with that horrific looking lineup, and I faded Tampa Bay. The best way to bet baseball: fade teams. Find those patterns.
And you remember when I landed in Tampa, the team that I needed for my parlay that day? That's what started the dominoes. Remember, I needed the Tigers that day.
Yeah.
They couldn't score.
They couldn't score. Another team to start fading. Have you seen what's going on with the Nationals? Have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen 2 days ago, bases are loaded, ground ball to shortstop, goes through his leg.
I saw the error, if that's what you're talking about.
All 3 guys scored. They threw the ball home. The guy dropped the ball. He stood there. The pitcher ran and picked it up and threw it away. Field. He threw it to center field.
And past the center fielder. He had to turn around and run for it.
He had to dive for the ball. That's how bad they are. The center fielder dove to stop the ball from going all the way to the wall. yesterday they came right back and committed 2 errors, and they gave up a bunch of unearned runs. Fade them. There are teams right now that it's
or
just contagious.
Overs too with them too is actually been beneficial.
It's so in baseball, start to look at bad teams and fade them. Start betting against teams. It's the best way to bet baseball. You don't have to take a minus 240, minus 260 with an ace. You can find bad teams that can't score or don't play the game right, and you can get them at 140. You can get them at 130, minus 140, minus 130.
Yeah.
To me, that's a good way to play.
That's the way to look for trends. We got 2 of them. We scoped out 2 great trends already for you. The Detroit unders, fading Detroit as a whole, and now the Buxton info. That's key trend information that's been obviously beneficial, or we wouldn't be telling you about it.
We play them. We play this stuff.
We play them. Yeah, and we've been making money on it. So
yeah. So listen, I just want people to understand how important Buxton is, and if you're paying attention in baseball, when he plays, you bet on the Twins. When he doesn't, you bet against him.
My other quick point about baseball is I've learned how good the Yankees are really starting to look to me. They're pitching. They got Garrett Cole. You got Severino pitching like old Severino. You got this guy out of nowhere, Nestor Cortez, who's all of a sudden in the running for AL Cy Young. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs all season. His last 2 starts were into the 8th inning, including a no-hitter into the 8th inning. The guy's lights out.
He's got the yips. He's actually got the yips on the mound.
Their bullpen's money, and their offense could beat you from 1 to 9 at any given day. Yeah. Their offense could hit you and beat you. So right now, I'm looking at the Yankees at what are they, 27-9 or something like that? They're incredible.
Yeah. The problem with the Yankees is you're going to have to lay that 220, 240, 260 because their offense is so good. But a lot of people say just play the overs. I disagree because they're also leading the league right now in lowest runs allowed. So it's not an easy over when they play because they're not giving up runs.
Right.
So their pitching is pitching well.
Yeah.
So what that tells you is a lot of times you have to lay the 1.5 to bring that number down to a playable number so you can make some money on them.
On top of the Yankees being taxed in general. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been waiting for them to kind of fall, and they haven't. I have to give them credit. I hate the Yankees with a passion. I'm a Met fan. But listen, they're the best team right now in baseball going. We'll see how long it goes and if they could, sustain it. But right now they're the best team right now in baseball as it stands. So we'll see if that continues.
All right, we're coming right back with today's action right after this.
So what's it like playing Sport Hitters? Whether you're at your favorite bar or just anywhere. Sport Hitters' unique challenge brackets offers players a new way to play. Sport Hitters allows you to pick your teams and challenge friends, family, and rival players, all for real money. And best of all, now it's every sport, every day. You can get the app exclusively at sporthitters.com. Sport Hitters, challenge on.
All right, so here it is. This is what I've gotten fired up about because I didn't see these teams play a lot this year, right? They play in the West.
Yeah.
NHL during the regular season, I've got to admit, it's typically East Conference for me. It's typically the Bruins who they're playing or maybe who they're chasing in the standings. The other night watching the Calgary Flames.
You caught on to why their record is what it is. You caught on to why they were so consistent all season.
Yeah, listen, first of all, Johnny Gaudreau, who went to BC, who's from your neck of the woods, he's from New Jersey, went to BC, is every bit as valuable.
You can't have the nickname Johnny Hockey if you're not that guy. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that nickname along your life, along the way. Get called Johnny Hockey if you're not a guy. So,
hey, listen, quick disclaimer. He is going to be an unrestricted free agent this year. So please, I'm begging the Bruins. I'm begging Sweeney. Pay that man. If we're going to lose Patrice Bergeron, fill the spot with that.
I feel you there. I feel you there.
Pay him whatever he wants and let that guy play the next 10 years in Boston because watching him is exciting. He's the guy that I would say, like Connor McDavid, I'd pay to see that guy play. Mm-hmm. That's how exciting he is going up and down.
We get both of them in this series. It's a rivalry in the Providence of Alberta. It's two highly rooted for teams. They're 2 hours away from each other. And I think we got 2 of the best hockey players in the world playing against each other. It's going to be awesome. And I've been on the fence. I've been on the Calgary's ride all year. But I'm starting to look at this Edmonton team and see how they're starting to peak at the right time too. And I like how Mike Smith's been playing in the goaltending for Edmonton. I know Markstrom is good too. It's going to be a decent battle there. But I just think there's a little bit more firepower on Edmonton's side.
Let me tell you something. You can get them at, I think they're about plus 2,400 right now to win it all.
Edmonton
in the futures. Yeah, actually, they've got Calgary. They got Calgary at 4. You're not going to. I mean, they got Calgary at 3. They got Tampa Bay right now in the futures at 4. They've still got Florida at 2. Can you believe
wild? That is kind of wild. Listen, and
Colorado,
I'm not even talking about the future. The only future I would feel confident laying is Colorado right now because you have to beat them 4 times. But I'm talking about in this series alone. I think Edmonton's gonna prevail here. I really do. I think McDavid's gonna be awesome, and Draisaitl's the most underrated scorer in the league right now. Batman and Robin, Mike Smith's been playing well, and I like Edmonton. I have a feel about Edmonton. I've been riding them for the last 3 weeks of the season, and I even won a lot of money on them in that Kings series, picking the spots of where I thought they were going to win. And I just think they're different. The addition of Kane, I think they got a lot there. So I'm going to rock with Edmonton, but it's going to be a gauntlet series. I think it goes 7. So I'm not sure who wins tonight. If that's not going to be one of my picks tonight. I'm going to sit back and watch how game 1 unfolds. But I'm excited.
I'm on the opposite side. So you know this. I'm on the opposite side. I'm a real believer in this Calgary team.
Okay.
I think, and again, I said the other night when I saw that team finally get past that goalie, what I saw last night was that Colorado's weakness is still between the pipes. I was not impressed with Colorado's goalie at all last night. I thought he made a lot of mistakes. And I thought Colorado actually turned the puck over quite a few times last night.
Because they're very aggressive. And that's why their goal scoring ability has kind of left their goaltending not to really hurt them in a way. Yeah. So you don't really see their weakness most of the time. But you're right. Yeah. That is a weakness for them. But they're so good offensively that I think that no one's going to beat them 4 times.
I can see that. But I'm sticking with listen, I'm rooting for Calgary.
It's a great pick.
Lucic is playing for Calgary.
Lindholm is awesome.
Listen, they got Keith Kachuk's kid.
Yeah, Kachuk's kids too is awesome. Hey, listen, it's gonna be a great series, great game tonight. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. And then we got my Rangers and the Hurricanes tonight. And I'll tell you what, I'm very, very proud of this team and where they're at right now. I'm not putting any, expectations on them to get by Hurricanes. I think Hurricanes are the better team. It's going to be a tough battle, but we have a shot. When we have a goalie like Shesterkin and he's coming back to himself, he made excellent. We were outplayed by Pittsburgh tremendously in Game 7. He's the reason why we were in it to win it, and I think we have enough scoring as well. The Rangers are kind of that wild card team. You never know what you're going to get, but they have the recipe to get through. So I'm excited for this series.
Melrose called the Rangers the next dynasty in hockey based on how
listen, the youth that they got, all these guys are young that we're doing this with. We don't have a veteran team, the youngest team in hockey right now. So it's exciting, but I'm not going to sit there and act like we have to beat Carolina or it's a failure. It's not. That's what's great about it. And it's almost like the pressure's on Carolina in a way, but I do expect Carolina at home to handle business. They've been unbeatable at home, only team undefeated at home so far in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. No expectations, though.
So what is your pick for tonight? Do you think the Rangers lose on the road?
I do think we drop Game 1 on the road. It's a tough place to play. But listen, if we go out and win, all the good for me. I'm going to be super happy. I just do not believe they're going to go on the road and win Game 1. So that's a huge challenge for them. Let's see if they can live up to it. And I don't think they're going to.
All right. So how about this? What are your thoughts on Golden State and Dallas tonight?
Oof. I have 2 ways I could go about this. It's been all about Luka and the Mavs lately. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? I mean, the Warriors have been sitting home rested. They've been watching the way Phoenix played against Dallas. They kind of got that going for them. They are a jump shooting team, and they got their legs rested. Steve Kerr will be back. As much as I love Luka, and I do think he's arrived as that next superstar in this league, tonight's going to be tough to match what the Warriors are going to be bringing tonight. So as much as I like the Dallas Mavs in this series a little bit to battle and maybe even steal it, tonight I'm going for the Warriors to put down their foot, come out, hit their shots, and hit Dallas and let Dallas kind of come back to earth and humble themselves a little bit. And I think the Warriors are the play tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I got to agree with you. You know, it's a home team. Listen, I'm all about home teams no matter what. I'm about home teams, especially as you get deeper and deeper in the playoffs. I think it's a big advantage in every sport, even in hockey. I still believe home ice matters in hockey. All right, listen, today's a getaway day, right, in baseball. Yeah. We already talked. We got afternoon action going on. You know, listen, what I do, I followed exactly what I said. I'm fading Detroit. I'm going with your stuff. I'm fading the A's. You know, I got some early games. I stayed. So there was a game out there. Let me ask you this. So this happened the other day, and I wanted to see what your thoughts are. If you have a pitcher who's pitching good, and he gets a back strain in the second inning, you know, goes out there, he gets the first 4 guys out, and then he has to come out of the game because of back strain. You end up losing because the other guy comes in and gets shelled. Do you consider that a bad beat? Is that a bad beat?
For the person who bet the team with the guy whose pitcher went out?
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate beat. It's bad luck. I don't know if it's a bad beat per se because, I mean,
we always talk about bad beats, and I hear
a bad beat is when you really think you have the win almost 99% in the bag and you somehow lose. That wouldn't be the case there, but that would be under the unfortunate, unlucky beat. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you could say you were on the right side and then that happened and that's why I lost instead, and you can't predict that. That's what that would be under.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That makes a lot of sense.
And I'm talking about fading teams. I'm fading the Cubs today. I don't think they're a team that's worthy of sweeping anybody. As bad as the Pirates are, they still every now and then show up. I have the Pirates avoiding the sweep in Chicago today as a fade.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're
Smiley's nothing special. So yeah, Smiley's nothing special, and I just don't think the Cubs are a team warranted of sweeping anybody. So I just think, you know, once out of every 3-4 days, Pittsburgh shows up, and I think that could be in play today, and you get a good number on the Pirates.
Smiley's another one of those guys I think I could hit 100 off of.
Yeah, and he's smiling while you do it.
The lefty off speed. What do they call them? Crafty lefties.
Yeah,
the crafty lefties. The crafty lefties. I mean, I bet you I could hit a buck off them.
Hey, listen, I got one more thing about baseball tonight. So I do these streaks. I find these little trends. And, you know, Vlad Guerrero Jr. hasn't hit a homer in 2 weeks. I look for the 2 week, you know, the 2 week mark where guys who I think should be up at the top of the board leading the league in homers. If they don't go, if they go a certain amount of time without hitting one, I like to start targeting them for hitting a home run. It's now at the 2 week mark for Vlad Guerrero. He's against Marco Gonzalez. Nobody he's scared of. So I think Vlad goes yard today. It's plus 375. Jump on that prop today. Solid value.
Not only that, listen, that's a team that also you can fade on the road. Seattle. They're one of the teams you can fade on the road. Listen, I've already got tomorrow lined up because Gibson's at home. So I'm already looking at tomorrow. Gibson at home for the Phillies against San Diego. I can't wait for that. I'm going to get good numbers on it. We're going to get good value on it.
Good so to be scoping out your value. Yep.
Yeah. So you're right on, man. You're right on that.
And speaking of tomorrow, we got the PGA, baby.
We do. We have the PGA tomorrow.
We got our second major of the season.
Is it Scheffler versus everyone?
It's funny. Listen, it's not far off. And as much as you want to deny it, Scheffler's got to be the favorite here. Especially after leaked footage of him saying back in 2019, this is his favorite course. No one's played this course since Tiger won it in 2008. So if this is Scheffler's favorite course, the field's in trouble if he's on. Because this is a shot maker's course. You got to drive the ball with power and accuracy. You got to be able to putt. And Scheffler does all those things tremendously. So Scheffler's definitely somebody I circled. I have 3 guys circled. Justin Thomas is playing well. Changed his putter. He made putts last week.
You got yips.
He changed the yips to the zips. You know what I'm saying? So now he's going to start making these putts. He's already one of the best iron players on tour. It's a second shot course. I like Justin Thomas. And then I also have a gut feeling. I hate to say this, Rory McIlroy might be showing up.
He's actually he's up there. He's third favorite on the list.
Yeah, he's up there. And I kind of always I call him the most overrated player in golf because just of how many times he's been told that he's going to win, and he doesn't win. But listen, he's been playing tremendously. He was great in the Masters. He's a Sunday player, so only got to think is if he gets into the mix come Sunday, he's going to show up Sunday. I got to go with those three: Rory, Justin Thomas, Scheffler as my three.
All right. So I want to make a quick point on what you just said. He's a Sunday player.
He's a Sunday player. He usually comes in.
But is that because he's not in contention and it's very easy for him to be relaxed on Sunday? Because I remember when he had to lead going into Sunday at the Masters and he fell apart. So is it because is it because he's not in contention and therefore he's not?
Well, listen, you're absolutely right saying that. A lot of the times it is him coming from behind to just kind of place top 5 and look like he was contending. But the thing is that they have a guy that on Sundays plays well majority of the time is never a bad thing. And I do think he's starting to become. Listen, he has the stuff to win this by 5-6 strokes if he's on. That's how good Rory's driving and hitting the ball game is. He's starting to become a better putter. He's been top 10 4 times this year. I have some kind of feeling about Rory. You know what I'm saying? And I never like to take Rory. So I'm just sticking with my gut here. And those are the 3 I think are going to contend on Sunday.
Well, the fact that you can get 12-1 on Jon Rahm, I think is insane.
Another great guy.
Listen, I think this is when you talk about driving and putting.
You're not wrong. I thought of Jon Rahm too.
That guy sinks 20-footers and 30-footers. Highlight reels. Every tournament he's in, he's sinking 20 and 30 footers for some reason.
He can make every shot. Jon Rahm was very, very high on my list, and I almost put him in my top 3. Listen, I'm going to still have like 5 or 6 guys on my betting card, but I only fit 3 for this segment right here. But Rahm was on the teeter of being in that 3 over Rory, so that's a great point. I do like Jon Rahm too. I think one of the big dogs is going to win this PGA tournament this year.
So. We got the matchups. We got the weekend matchups in Sport Hitters.
We sure do. Some of them were tough, man. Some of them were tough.
Yeah, we got – and listen, it's Rahm versus Scheffler, and it's a pick-em. You take either one you want, Rahm versus Scheffler.
I avoided that. I avoided that one.
But the value is so good to have one of those two.
Justin Thomas or Rahm over Scheffler.
No, either Rahm – you're getting 9.35 whether you have Rahm or whether you have Scheffler. You see what I'm saying? Like you have in any other matchup, you're taking Rahm or Scheffler. You're only getting 7 points. You're only getting 6 because they're
but they're facing each other. No.
Yes, they are. But if you get that right, it gives you such an advantage.
Yeah, I hear
for the rest because you have the best golfer, one of the 2 best golfers, and you're getting 9.35 points.
Yeah, you're right. As far as the quality of the 9 points, you're absolutely right. You're having Rahm or Scheffler. So, and what's Justin Thomas? I think I might have took Justin Thomas.
So Thomas, look at Thomas. Did you take Thomas?
Did I either avoided that one too, or I took Thomas?
So,
I think I avoided it.
Yeah, you got Cantley. I'm surprised you took Cantley. I thought for sure you would take Smith.
Yeah, Cantley definitely is an all-around player. He plays in the wind well.
You got Gooch.
I have Gooch. It's a fate of Kuchar. I like Gooch the way he drives the ball. He's been kind of consistent getting on the green. And I just think Kuchar is going to be all over the place in this. And I love the 9 points with Gooch. So I thought that was a good value there.
All right. I'm rooting for Gooch. You know me. I'm always rooting for Gooch, man.
Your team Gooch.
Always going to root for Gooch.
Your team Gooch.
Go to Gooch. Buy some cookies.
Listen, Xander shot -11 on Sunday just past weekend. He found his game. He's a great player. He's been struggling. I think he might have found something there. So you get 7.9. I don't know if Dustin Johnson's really at the top of his game right now. He always has a good round, and then he kind of withers away. Like you said, I like Cantley. He's been coming. He needs a major under his belt. Cam Smith's great, that, but you gotta take value where it is. And Cantley to get 9.4 is unreal value. And I like Spieth right now. You can make the case Spieth won the last 2 tournaments. He won, and then he basically lost because KH Lee hit 2 eagles on the back 9 to go ahead of him, and he ended up second. So Spieth is playing tremendously right now, and it's a shot maker's course. I got to roll with Spieth over Morikawa, who hasn't had his stuff in a while now.
So I went with just because I thought it was an easy pick. That was my easy one over Schwartzel. Listen, I took Neiman over Zalatoris for the yips. I like
Neiman. It's funny. It's funny. I have Gooch, and you faded Zalatoris. That would have been funny if you took Zalatoris. We would have been on this.
The more and more I watch Cam Smith, the more and more I'm becoming a fan of Cam Smith, rooting for him. And then, I took Rahm over Scheffler. I think
great value.
I've got Rahm to win it. I've got Rahm to win the tournament.
Okay.
at 12 to 1. So yeah, I'm taking the 12 to 1 odds on Rahm to win the whole thing as well. So
Yeah, so
overall,
we'll break down. I mean, listen,
there is
10 guys could win it. It doesn't even stop with the guys we list. There's so many guys who have the ability to win. It's going to be crazy. I hope it's like a Sunday like we just had. There was like 7 guys within 2 strokes coming down the stretch. So I expect a big performances from all the top 10 players in the world.
So there is a story coming out, and I want to kind of touch on it, and it's annoying. So I was actually going to.
Hey, Ma, can we get some meatloaf? Chaz, I think.
So you can't eat any food there. They're charging $20 for a salad at the PGA.
I saw someone tweeted something.
$18 for a beer.
Yeah, I think Justin Thomas tweeted, "Come on, guys, don't do them dirty like that. $18 for a beer. I can't believe that."
Who in the
who passed that?
Who
you go to the Masters, you get beer for $2.
Have you ever been to Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I hope I never.
This isn't New York City. This is Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they're charging $18 a beer.
Right.
Who does that in Tulsa?
No one in Oklahoma has $18 for a beer. Come on, PGA.
They give away Pabst Blue Ribbon there. You don't charge $18 for a beer in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Crazy.
What is that? I'm trying to understand what they're doing, because
it's unfortunate. It really is, because at that point, that's just showing how greedy they are.
We were pitching about $7 beers, $8 beers.
$18 is horrendous. Oh, it's a bad look.
Do you think this is to make sure people don't drink? Do you think this is don't drink? We don't.
This is just let's. They're gonna pay for it anyway. This is just that greed talking. That's all I see. They're gonna pay for it anyways. How they're looking. It's a shame.
Man, I was blown away when I heard $18 for a beer. That it's a smack in the fan's face.
It
right?
really is. It really is. Well, so you can only really have a good time and have a couple beers if you're wealthy? It's crazy.
Oh my goodness! And now it's got me wondering about the U.S. Open. We're supposed to be thinking about going up for the U.S. Open, week-long event up in Brookline, Mass. Red Sox are in town. U.S. Open's in Boston. It's always great weather there. It's the middle of summer. Am I going to want to watch it at a bar or watch it there? Because if it's $20 a beer, I'd rather sit at a bar and watch it.
That's 4 beers at the bar for that one beer.
If
that's the case. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's just a bad, to me, that's a bad look. All right. So listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a quick read for sport haters. We're going to come right back. We're going to talk about today's brackets. If you love brackets like we do, Sport Hitter is a competitive wagering platform that's a new way to play. Challenge other players in small private challenges or enter a tournament and go for the bigger payouts. Sport Hitters offers brackets every day for every sport, and it has new prop challenges. So Sport Hitters has something for everyone. So go to sporthitters.com, get the app, and get your brackets in. They're daily challenge brackets for real money. Get the app exclusively at sporthitters.com. Challenge on. All right. So listen, we're battling today in a couple different things, right? We already talked about that, but
it was an interesting baseball card today on the Sport Hitters Challenge card. I had trouble deciding how I was going to go about it, but I'm actually happy with what I did here. I got a lot of points coming my way if I'm right. This is an easy challenge win if I'm right today. Just put it that way. Start off with the Rockies. Avoid the sweep. They lost 13 straight to the Giants or 12 straight to the Giants, something like that crazy. I like Freeland on the hill at home on a getaway day to salvage and get a dub. Yep. So I'm on the Rockies. I like the Astros. Luis Garcia starting to become a real solid number 2 pitcher in that staff. He's been very high strikeout guy, doesn't give up runs. He goes 5-6 innings all the time. I like the Astros against the struggling Red Sox. And then I'm going to say what I said before. I like to Pirates at 12.25 points to avoid the sweep in Chicago. I think both teams are horrendous, so why not take a team trying to get a dub in the series at 12.25 points?
So, listen, I'm with you on Colorado, 100%. Listen, they're a good home team. They got hurt the other night by Senta Zanella going out in the second inning.
Yeah, he got sent to the IL.
But Freeland is a very athletic and a good pitcher for them. He's used to where he is. Listen, the Giants have now won 4 out of 5. I think it's a pretty good road trip for them. They're going home. They have an off day tomorrow.
Getaway day in Colorado. Get out of there. They're not really locked in. I expect Colorado to be more intrigued. Yeah.
I definitely took the Twins. Like I said, I'm fading the Oakland A's. That's a putrid lineup. The Oakland A's have one of the worst, if not the worst lineup I've ever seen. They literally
Tigers,
have
but the
five.
A's is right there
Listen,
second.
if you look at batting averages, Oakland has 5 guys under 200. 5 in the starting lineup.
They also have a lot of guys in and out of that lineup.
It is something that's beyond pathetic. And Buxton's back, Korea's back. I like the Twins.
It's a solid pick. Solid pick.
I went with the Blue Jays. Listen, I like the Blue Jays to finish off Seattle. Seattle's not a good road team. They're struggling. They're missing some players because of COVID. No shots getting into Toronto. So I like the Blue Jays, and I like your pick with Guerrero to hit a home run. So and they got Gosman's on the mound.
Gosman's on the hill. It's a great pick. You actually, I didn't know you had Colorado, so I'm almost banking on. I need Pirates now. I need Colorado and the Pirates to win to have a shot.
So looking at the Rook. So the other day the rookie defended, but he didn't defend well. So listen, Monday's brackets were interesting. Yeah, if it was a fight, he got knocked out in the first round.
He didn't defend well. I love that. Yeah,
listen,
it much to be expected.
0-3, but listen, this just shows you how tough baseball is.
Yeah.
Go back to me winning 24 in a row last year. It's not simple. Baseball is not a simple thing.
It's not.
He's on the opposite side today. So the other night, this is one thing I wanted to touch on you with. The cool thing about
square pick, Giants.
The other night, we both didn't do great.
No,
but I beat you.
You know why?
Because I got my pick in before you did.
I just laughed when I saw that because I thought, is there a chance I got the higher points? I looked, nah, this weasel got me.
We both had Toronto, and you needed Toronto to lose, and so you could tie. Because Toronto won, and I got my pick in a little earlier, the line fluctuated a little bit. I actually got more points for Toronto winning than you did.
And you won by like 0.4 points. Yeah, something crazy like that.
So that happens. You brought that up before. You brought up the points, and I wanted to talk about
But overall, we were 1-2, and he was 0-3, so horrendous as a group. But
listen, we've been hitting, though. You've been hitting on hockey. We're still hitting on a lot of baseball.
I'm on a 5-game streak with Play of the Days. I've been scoping out my one play every day, and I've been hot. So let's see if it continues tonight when we get to the Pick of the Day segment.
See what the Rook did? He's chasing the passion already. He's right back on the Padres.
Right back on the Padres.
Come through for him against the Braves. He goes right back in, says, I love the Padres. Right back on them. And he likes the Mets. So he's got his 2 favorite teams, and then he's got the Giants.
Yeah, he went homer, and then he went square. So the rookie's coming back to earth.
Homer and oh, easy. Oh, man. All right, let's hit this. All right, what's your pick of the day?
All right, guys. Tonight, going for the streak to get to 6. I'm going with the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to stick in the NBA here. It's a tough spot for Dallas. You know, they beat Phoenix. I love how they looked beating them. I love Luka Doncic. But this is not the spot to come in here and also steal game on the road against the Warriors, a team who's been there before, who's all getting healthy. They're ready. They're blitzed. All they see is Luka. They're tired of it. They get their coach back, and they're great on their home floor. If the shots are falling, this will get ugly. I like the Warriors. Lay the number.
My pick of the day is simple. It's Buxton. It's the Twins. I'm gonna ride that stat until I can't ride that anymore. When he's in the lineup, they're a very good team. They got Korea back. They're playing a putrid team in Oakland, and they're only minus 140. I love it. Love it. I think they're going to play great. Okay, its first pitch is in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So if you're watching, jump in, get it in right now. But yeah, I'm all about the Twins.
All right. So guys, don't forget tonight, Vlad Guerrero Jr. home run, Warriors -5. Lock it in. Make some money tonight.
Jump in the Sport Hitters brackets for the golf matchups. It's going to be fun all weekend. And just have a good one. We'll be back at it tomorrow.
Later, buddy.
Take care.